going? So last video wasn't very interesting, but we were just trying to explain some stuff with the bus. And then some stuff started happening and we just forgot to pick up the camera because we were pretty stressed out. We had to grab some things. And so here we are. So here's what's happening right now. As you can tell, Marie is hard at work back there. And she's ignoring us, so that's okay. But, so what Marie is doing is every single time you pull one of these windows out, it leaves this gummy, sticky stuff. And there's some up here, like right there. There's some of that rubbery, gunky stuff. So what she's doing is scraping all that off, because we don't need it. And when spray foam insulation happens, I don't want any problems anywhere. So what's also happening is that I was finally able to get some steel plate. I don't know if I talked about this in the last video, and I'm not going to know it until I edit the video, which I'm still working on. But anyway, we got the steel plate that we need to be able to raise the roof. So now we're just waiting for everything to come. So Marie is going to work on getting the gunk off around the windows for right now. I'm working on trying to get this very last window out that's right here. But I have to take time to remove this because there's so much of the aluminum that this is blocking. So I've got to I got to work on trying to get this out. As soon as I get that done, then my project is all the wiring. I've got to cut through the tape that's wrapped around it. I got to cut through the tape that's wrapped around it. And then cut all the plastic ties that's holding everything up, and then start strategically going through the wiring and figuring out what I'm going to keep, what I'm not going to keep. And I might have to start the bus and stop. I might have to turn the bus on and turn it off as I'm getting to critical areas. The very first thing I'm going to tackle, though, is that when the emergency exit hatch is opened, then the bus will not start. And what I need to try to do is I need to try to bypass that system somehow. And there's a kill switch somewhere, and if I can remove that kill switch and run straight wire from point A to point B, then that way none of the emergency exits will work from here on out. I mean, if we got one cracked open, we shouldn't have any problems. And the bus should start, and then I was able to bypass that, so then I can just start ripping stuff out. And just start getting rid of electrical wiring and stuff like that. And all I've got to do is track it from where everything is to where it goes underneath the switch panel thing right here. So that is my project for right now.
So far the glue isn't that hard to get off.
She said so far the glue isn't that hard to get off. So, but so she wanted to add that in there. So I'm gonna shut you off for right now. Ooh, bee, go away. If you just heard some buzzing in the microphone, there was a bee just fixated on the. We've got a thing over a windsock protector thing over the microphone. So, but yep, that's what we're doing now. So I'm gonna shut you off for right now because I don't want the camera to overheat. And then when we get to a certain spot, I'll turn you guys back on and show you what we've done. See you in a few. Alrighty folks, a little quick update. I finally got that window out, but what I wound up doing is I had to cut the thing off. I tried undoing all the screws and everything else, and I smashed my finger several times. I smashed my hands multiple times, and so I didn't get angry. But I just figured, all right, it's time to take a different approach to this. So that's what I did. I just grabbed the angle grinder and cut that sucker right off. So now, for me, it's on to the electrical system. Yay. Miss Marie, who just dropped her phone on the floor, has made some significant progress. When we first started, she was all the way back there, and now she's about halfway to the bus, or halfway up from the bus. So, alrighty, we're gonna get back at it. Actually, I'm gonna leave the camera on for this one till it gets hot and runs out. And I'll adjust the height. And we'll go from there. This is how you figure out electrical. So right now I got a set of wires that come down here, goes to that into this hole into the wall right here. Well, that is for the turn signal right here. Okay. Now I'm gonna replace that turn signal with a better one. That one's a bulb, a glass bulb one. I'm gonna replace it with LED. Now there's a set of wires right here that run from the front of the bus all the way to the back of the bus. Those are clearance lights. Okay, and I'm going to be replacing those also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip the wires just on the other side of these blue things, or maybe I'll just do them here because I don't need the blue things anymore. And I got plenty of wire. And the new lights that I'm going to get are going to have super long wires on them, so I just need to put them through and put them in. Most of these are bulbs. So, what I'm going to do is, because the clearance light attaches there and there, I'm going to snip, 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 and then wind up all the wire. And then I'm going to put blue tape around it, and then I'm going to write on it passenger side clearance lights, because that's what all those are. And then the one for the turn signal that goes up and over the roof, I'm going to snip those ones too, and then I'll run those over to the other side, roll them up, and put some blue tape around them and write on that turn signals, passenger side turn signals. So that's how you start figuring out the wiring. And then when I get that done, that'll pretty much handle all the wire running across except for this stuff. And this is the emergency exit stuff that I was talking about. And so I'm going to leave all that connected until I can figure out a way to bypass the whole gosh darn thing. So that's what's going to happen there. So right now I'm going to handle the clearance lights, and then I'm going to handle the turn signal. First, I'm going to take a couple of pictures of Marie for Instagram, because once I start getting in a groove and start doing what I'm doing, I don't think about the pictures and stuff like that, so on and so forth. So... Hey everybody, my hands are nice and tasty. So I know I sat there and said that I was going to start right here and figure out where these wires go and try to bypass it. But what I didn't realize is that the tape on the cords are going all the way up the thing, and I got to remove the tape so I can get to the deal. And I'm about to expose Miss Marie if she doesn't stop what she's doing. She's touching me. What? What'd you say? Anyway. Luckily, some of these wires I know is automatic garbage. Because I already know what they're for. These, like all these black wires that are right here in this whole bundle, can go bye-bye. Because they're for the video camera system. But I'm working on it.
This is Marie. We've got finally our delivery right there.
Come outside.
Yeah.
So the Blackwater tanks, I could have sworn, were only going to be about this high. But as you can tell, they're a lot higher. I'm hoping they're farther down in, but I don't think they are. Yeah, they're a little bit down, but not as far as I was hoping. So now, wasn't expecting to do that, but oh well, whatever. If we look inside the hole, you'll notice some white stuff right there. And it's this gunk that they put on the outside to seal this, which means our poo and everything else is going to get caught up there when it's draining. So I might actually have to remove that and redo it. So we got two of these tanks. One's Blackwater tank, the other one's Graywater tank. And then the other tank, this one here, is our freshwater tank, 125 gallons. So, and that one's all white. And now, because these tanks are as long as they are, I cannot position them where I wanted to underneath the bus, so now I got to come up with something new. Which I'm really not happy about, but oh well. I was hoping I could put the tanks in there this way, but because they're about the height of me, they're going to take up the entire underbelly storage long-wise, so which means now I got to run them across the bus this way, which is not what I was planning on doing. And then this one is actual size. This is our freshwater tank. So what I have to do is pop out this big one or this one down here for the emergency drain if something happens. And then whichever way I lay this, the bottom one is going to be our water coming out to the water pump that goes out to our sinks and our showers and stuff like that. Whichever one will be the bottom, and then whichever one will be the top will be our inlet coming in from the outside for fresh water.
So, since we finally got it today, just need to figure out when to get them installed.
Yeah, well, I gotta refigure out how to install those ones now. I gotta change the installation on that one. And then as it goes for this one, as soon as we get the roof raised and get the wooding, get ready to put wood in where our bed is and stuff like that, so on and so forth, that's when this sucker goes in. Actually, no, we gotta do a little bit of spray foam insulation also. That really ticks me off, but oh well. There's a ton of plastic shavings in here. It should be completely clear. But obviously, that isn't what they did when they made the tank.
Which means we will have to try to wash it out somehow.
Well, the minute I pop one of these out so we can have the emergency drain, then, and I gotta figure out some way to hook everything up in here, then that's when we'll have to fill it up, drain it, fill it up, drain it, fill it up, drain it. Hopefully all the metal plastic all the metal shavings, all the plastic shavings come out. So we got our tanks. Murray doesn't look happy for some strange reason.
No. There you go.
Alright. Goodbye, folks. Alrighty, folks. We took a little break. Not sponsored. Got a little lunch. Just water for me. Actually, I had lemonade. I just went in and filled it up with ice cold water. Oh. Alrighty. Back to figuring out this wire mess. So.
Yeah, there's got the last window over there to do for the rubber and that side stuff.
Yep. All Murray's got to do is this last window where I had to cut the thing, and then she's all done with that. And then I guess I can put the windows back in, move everything over to the passenger side of the bus, and take out all those windows, and she can start removing all the rubber and stuff over there on that side.
That rubber's a pain.
Or she can take the ladder outside. I'll move the tanks, and she can wear some gloves and use some paint thinner and start cleaning the paint off the top of the bus. And what I mean by that, huh? I think she made some comment about getting high. Anyway, the bus, when we bought it, they had to black out everything. The lights, the lights don't make sense to me, but that's what they did. And then right there where it says school bus, they blacked that out. Well, they just painted over it with just some really crappy, cheap paint. So you just take a wet rag with some paint thinner on it, start scrubbing away, and it comes off. There's a big, giant reflective sticker underneath there. And we have to, we got to use a heat gun and our ladder that we brought over to get that reflective sticker off that says school bus on it. And then they did the same thing on the back, and also there's a big giant sign on the back door that they painted over that said, I believe it says something about when the red lights are flashing, it's the law that you have to stop behind a bus, that sign. And we have to do the same thing there. They painted over that with this cheap black paint, so we got to use the paint thinner and all that to remove all the paint from there. And then bring the heat gun over, because I was going to bring it, but I forgot to grab it this morning. Our oldest came up, down, whatever, from Fresno with this girlfriend. His girlfriend's best friend had a wedding, and so she just went to the wedding. So they're on their way back to Fresno right now. So got to spend a couple of days with them, which is good. Got to love the family. So, yep, Marie's got one more rubber window to handle, and then she can make a decision on what she wants to do next. So, and I'm going to continue splitting the wires apart, and then I've got to, here's the other, here, let me show you my headache that I have to deal with. So, normally, when it comes to like fuse panel type things, when you open up your fuse panel door, which this is ours, it's this big giant square hole or square door. So when you open it, that's when you have your wiring schematic. And from the looks of this, it's all like, wow, look at all that. Man, that must be a lot of fuses. Well, in 2001, they didn't deal with fuses. They didn't deal with fuses at all. There's a couple of spots where there's some fuses, but other than that, there's no fuses. And this is what's called electrical relays, I guess is the best way to put it. And so I'm hoping I will be able to figure out where the cutoff thing is. Hopefully it's right here. Unfortunately, it's not listed on here. So, unless I'm not reading it correctly. Solenoid switch, body circuit controlled by chassis ignition switch. No, that's ignition. Optional equipment circuit breaker. Anyway, I have to try to figure out, I got to follow the orange lines, or I got to follow the emergency exit line down into here, and then try to follow it to where it goes to see where it connects at in here. And then maybe, hopefully, I can bypass it. And then we'll be good. Matter of fact, there's one orange line that I'm seeing with some black marks. And there's a solenoid. Oh, no, that might be the starter solenoid. No, I definitely don't want to mess with that. Body circuit controlled by chassis. Body circuits controlled by chassis ignition switch. Yep, that's what those are. Anyway, like I said, I got a headache I gotta go through. Hopefully I can figure out how to bypass this system. Alrighty, I'm gonna I'm gonna put you inside the bus so I can well, you guys already saw me working on the electrical. When I get closer to actually getting some kind of progress, then I'll turn you guys back on. Or if Marie decides to take the black paint off on the outside, I'll turn you guys back on there so you guys can watch her do that. So we'll get back at it. Hey everybody. So we didn't get much else done.
We got a little bit accomplished.
Yeah, we got some stuff done, but now I started getting dizzy for some strange reason. I felt like I was going to pass out, so I went and took a nap for about 45 minutes. And yeah, so I'm trying to get wiring schematics. They gave me a website. I'm going to have to kind of research a little bit tonight when we get home. But other than that, we're done for the day. Marie got all the gunk out of the windows. And we got the windows back in so our stuff doesn't get stolen. And so...
Some of the paint's been removed from the back of the sign, but
yeah,
there's something stronger to get it off.
There's a big white sign on the back that says, do not pass when stop sign is out or something like that. And they put black paint over it, like I said earlier. And she worked on it. They sat there and said that paint thinner would just eat right through that paint. But I think if we would have done it the minute we got the bus and took it off, I think it would have been a lot easier. But I think that with all the hot weather and stuff like that, I think the paint cured. And so it's harder than heck to get off right now. So it's
got about a quarter off.
Got about a quarter off. It's a problem. We'll show you tomorrow when we get here. But other than that, that's it. We're out, folks. Have a good night.
Have a night.